Okay, on in my previous video, then I downloaded the FTSE time series, and now I am going to select my like validation period. I think I'm going to select just a couple of weeks. My idea is that I would like to probably forecast a couple of weeks again ahead. So I am going to call this just 14. Sorry, yes, it's going to be 14 days, and I will control enter this. This is going to be my validation period, the number of observations in my validation period. I think you already know this. The training period is the number of observations, time observations in the FTSE time series minus 14. Control enter. That is going to be 68 in my data, as you can see here on your right hand panel. And further to that, I am going to create the training uh, period and the validation period just for the FTSE TS time series. So I think you know that we are using weeks and days. So this is week 1. It starts my training period starts actually in week 1 on day 5, where my data sets start. I recall that I did this in my previous video as well. Yes, and it finishes on in day 1. Yes, and train we already calculated train, and we say that train is 68 periods plus, in this case, plus 4, because we do not have the initial 4 time observation. So if I want the data in the right place, I will need to move everything 4 days to the right, so I will be able to have the right number of dates in my training period. So I control enter this, right, and then I run my validation time series, which is going to be exactly the same start. Then I'm going to start one observation right after my training time series, so that is going to be plus 5, and then I will end in the same week 1 plus and train plus step ahead plus 4, because I do not have the initial 4 days in my data set. So I do not have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the month of the first week of January. So that's why I need to add these 4 days here to move all my data 4 days to the right. Control enter this bit, and then I will be able to run this linear regression. Yes, I will be able to use, for instance, apart from this quadratic trend, I can just use trend plus quadratic trend plus seasonality. So I just type these commands in there, and I will get my linear regression done. Right, and I control enter. I check the results of my linear regression. I can see that my trend and my quadratic trend is actually significant. My seasonality is non-significant in the FTSE, so I can disregard actually following this outcome. I will take out the seasons from my forecast, from my regression, my estimation. So I control enter and check again. Both of them are highly significant. They are very, very well below 1%, as you can see here. So that looks like it's okay. Now I am going to forecast using that estimation, this regression results, I use the command forecast and the name that I used before. Please see my previous video, because what I'm doing here is actually trying to adapt the the file to another dataset. I am going to plot my forecast. So it's FTSE, Quartas, L, and I am going. The main title is for FTSE forecast using linear regression. So let's control enter this. I'm going to write the y-axis. The y-axis here is a sequence that should start in week 1. It must finish actually in week, how many weeks do we have? 13. Yes. And how many like observations do we have here? It will be like 1 divided 7, so that will give us every day in the sequence. So I think that will be a little bit difficult for the moment being, but okay. 1 divided by 7, I wonder if like this is going to work. And then I will be able here to put as well 1, 13, and probably a 1. This is the format of the sequence. I will be able to put something different here if I want. If I go here to my data set, I will get to know that I actually have 82 time observations. So instead of 13, I can just type 82. Yes. And then here 1. So I will be doing day by day. Yes, from 1 to 82, the increment will be 1. And actually here I can write exactly the same. Yes, 82 and 1. So I think that will actually be equal to what I have here in terms of data. Yes, let me double check. Yes, 1 to 82. So I think this will help the axis. Control enter. I cannot see here my lines. Oh, the plot has a problem, so please remember to fix this. From my previous graph, I know that the axis needs to go from 5,000 up until probably 8,000, more or less. So I will type here 4,800 and here 8,000 to make sure that my graph is going to be seen right. It's still not there for some reason, maybe because I am using here the wrong limits. This one needs to be from 1 to 82. So I control enter. Now I can see my results in my right hand side, but they are still not very clear. And the axis actually is alright, is showing me what it must contain. So I have 82 observations. Is actually showing me that every week is what I should have here. So I put, instead of 82, the 13 weeks. I control enter this again, beta off, and then I need to fix the problem here in my data. The sequence should be here 13 and here 13 as well, to try to see if this fix. So every number here is going to be a single week. Yes, and this is going to be my forecast using linear regression. I will plot as well my regression results. This is the fitted results of my regression, and this dotted line my forecast. Finally, the only thing that I need to plot is what it really happens. So as you can see, we have the validation period together with my forecast. I will be able to calculate the errors of this regression, and you can see the root mean square error is actually 603 units in the FTSE in general, which is very, very high, not good enough still. So far I have covered the forecast using linear regression, and I have adapted the code and calculated a accuracy using a linear regression. I will see you in my next video, in which I'm going to show you more forecasts using other models.